Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing this face for the very first time, this is my channel. Please subscribe, share, comment, like. Welcome to the family basically. This is SOORE'S space. Check out my last videos and drop a comment, like, dislike, but majorly like. Anyways, let's jump into today's video. Remember the last video I said that I'm just going to, this year I'm actually going to be much more dedicated to this channel. I'm going to give you guys new content and all of those things. So I thought of it, how do I give you guys new content? Well, all I have to do is just be myself, do what I love to do best, which is reading basically. So I thought of it that I would read books and then give you the summary of the book, like give you gist details. So in order to satisfy you guys better, it will be good if you guys can drop, if there's a book you want to read and probably because you don't have time because you do 9 to 5, or you're a nursing mother, you're a nursing dad, you're one of those things, you're just busy and you don't have the time to read the book. Kindly drop the title of the book in any of my social media handles, DM, or drop a comment under this video. Drop the title of the book, probably the name of the author also, and maybe the year the book was published, or just the title of the book basically. I will do the research, read the book for you, come and give you the gist, the in total gist about the book. That's why I'm here for you guys. So let's do this. Let's get into the video. So today we are going to need more wine. In case you haven't guessed already, the title of the book I'm talking about today is We're Going to Need More Wine by Gabriella Union. Who is Gabriella Union? I know a lot of people wondering, is it the same Gabriella Union that I know? Yes, she's the same person. She's the same Gabriella Union that you know, the actress, the mother. Did I just say mother? Actress, the mother, the activist, the everything. Yeah, she's the one, the popular Gabriella Union that is married to Dwayne Wade, the basketballer. Oh, talking about basketballer, I just want to use this medium to say, to give my condolences anyways to the family of Kobe Bryant and every other person that died in that helicopter crash. May their soul rest in perfect peace, and may we not see any tragedy like that anymore, and may they not experience any tragedy like that anymore, and may God grant the family members of those who have died the fortitude to bear their loss. Moving on from that, it was really sad, but moving on from that, Gabriella Union is such an amazing actress, an author, a mother, a stepmother, and a wife, an activist. But majorly, we know her as that lady who is constantly letting us know that black is beautiful, black is great, black is this. She's a black activist. She's such an amazing lady, and yeah, she wrote a book. Even though this video is because we're in 2020 now, this video is 3 years late. She read this book and it was published in October 2017. It's titled We're Going to Need More Wine. If you haven't heard about the book, you're in the right place. If you've heard about the book but you've not read the book, you are in the right place. I'm here to give you the gist about the book. Trust me, we're actually going to need more wine. Get your wine cups, get everything that you need to drink, and let's enjoy this book. So this book was published in October 2017, and it has 20 chapters. Sorry, I'm going to be looking down because I want to read out the chapters for you, and then from there I will now give you the gist of the book. So it has 20 chapters, and I'm just going to read out the names of the chapters, basically the title of the chapters, and then go into the gist. Excuse me. So now the first one is Ladies and Gentlemen, Miss Pleasanton. Number 2 is Sex Education. Number 3 is Black Girl Blues. Number 4 is The Ballad of Nikki and Little Screw. Number 5 is Open House. Number 6 is Who Hates You Most. Number 7 is Code 261. Number 8 is Black Woman Blues. 9, Mistletoe Girl. 2 tells 10 is Crash and Bond Marriage. 11 is Prescription for Breakup. 12 is On Mean Women and Good Dogs. 13 is Warning, Famous Vagina Gets Itchy Too. 14 is Grown Ass Woman Blues. 15 is Get Out of My Pussy. 16 is Gabriella Union as a stepmother. 17 is Meetings. 18 is Big Bang Take Little Bank. I wanted to say Little Bank. 19 is The Room Where It Happens. 20 is A Tale of Two Martinis. Yep, let's get into the book. So the book started with Gabriella Union telling us about how our family members, our dad, a mom, our sisters, so there are three children, three girls, how our dad, a mom, and our sisters, our siblings, basically moved from Nebraska to Pleasanton. Ordinarily, their mom wanted them to move to Oakland. Their mom wanted them to move to Oakland because Oakland is like, it has like more black communities, and then according to her, Oakland had more black communities, and it was closer to the mom's art workshop. However, the father wanted to move to Pleasanton because he had a friend from work and all of those things. You know how men are, and he was very, very territorial. So whatever the father wants, they do, and that's exactly what happened. So they moved to Pleasanton, and then according to her, from when she was young, her dad had always told her that as a black lady, she needed to basically work hard. Not even as a black lady, as a black generally, you needed to be at your A game all the time. You have to make sure whatever it is you're doing ×2. Like you're giving whatever it is you're doing ×2 of the energy you ordinarily would have given it. If you are in school and your mates are having like 14 in their grades, you have to have 18, or no, you have to have 28. No, 14 plus 14 is 28. So you would have to have like 28 so as to be on the same level of their 14, because you're black and they're white, they're privileged. You are not. You have to work so hard to get to that point of that privilege. And that's exactly how she was brought up, and that's exactly how she's been living. She found herself in Pleasanton, and the neighborhood where she found herself, according to her, your neighborhood could determine your level in the society, basically, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're average. But the neighborhood where she found herself defined who she was, and then there were like literally like a very minimal number of black people in that neighborhood. And because of that, the school she attended, she was the only black lady. Like, how cliche was that? She was like the only black lady in the school. And then she was giving it her all, A game, everything. She was in sports, she was in everything. Like, she was a good student, overall good student. She was like, fast forward to some years later, some lady came in to join them in the school, who was now a black lady too. So they were now 2 black ladies. And then she says her mom informed her that now you have to be like your sister's keeper. You know how they say brother's keeper? You have to be your sister's keeper, because now you are the only 2 black ladies in school, so you've got to have each other's back. But because she already has a reputation, she's worked so hard to build that reputation. She says she didn't want to like ruin it, so there was no point mixing with the other black lady and trying to like build that one up. It's going to like mess with her own reputation. So she decided to like stay off the black lady, let her do her thing and all of those things. Then, so everybody was like checking on her, and then she was keeping the lady at arm's length. Then one day in school, you know how all them high school mean girls and all of those things are. Then they were at the dining, so I'm using like my own secondary school kind of brain, where we have like lunch breaks and we go to the dining to eat. So during their lunch break, one of those times in high school, in elementary school, mind you, it was in elementary school, one of her friends, while they were at lunch, some of her friends asked if she was going to be friends with the new girl, and then she was like, no. But she didn't mean to know, like, I'm never going to be friends with her. I'm like, no, I don't know her, so there was no point being friends with her. That was it. Then fast forward to the lady says, who hates Trisha? So the new girl's name is Trisha. So she was like, who hates Trisha? Tasha, rather. Who hates Tasha? And then she was like stunned, and they had to face her. Like, everybody raised their hands, so she had to be like in solidarity with Tasha, the new girl, and her people. So she raised her hand halfway, saying that, looking into Tasha's face, saying that I'm in solidarity with you, I don't hate you, but I have to also be in solidarity with the new people, with my other people rather. So I don't hate you, but I hate you. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know how we've seen all these High School Musical and all these mean girls in high school act now, so we understand how it goes. I mean, if she doesn't do that, she probably would have been blacklisted and all of those things. Fast forward to later, she was called by the principal. She says, when she's so dramatic, I wish you could read this book yourself, because she's so dramatic. There's some things she gave in details. It felt like the book should be like, they should just give her a movie rights to the book, so she should just do a movie with the book, because it's so amazing. So she says the principal called her, and she felt like she was being called to get an award. You know, I told you she's like on her A game, always working hard. So she felt like she was going to get an award. She says from the walk from the class to the principal's office, she was already practicing a surprise face, like, oh my God, thank you. And she was also practicing how to receive the award and a speech. In my head, I'm thinking, you didn't put your name down for any award. There wasn't an award competition going on. There wasn't anything. So why do you expect that you're going to get an award? But man, I really do not understand where that was coming from. So she said she got into the principal office, and the principal was like, I'm going to put your name in the blue book. Now, the blue book is like a black book where you put the names of offenders and all of those things. And the principal says, if you do well, if you continue to be of good behavior, I'm actually going to make you, like, take your name out of the book. She says till when she was writing the book, she still wonders if a principal actually took out her name from that book. I don't think they did. I think it was just like some sort of way to curb their excesses back then. I think it had nothing to do with whether they get into college or anything. Well, now that went by, and she said throughout her elementary school, she made sure that the girl was neutral to her. Like, she probably felt like the girl they're not on the same level, so she didn't have anything to do with the girl, and that was that about that. But aside from her, like, keeping her distance from Tasha, she was trying to do everything for herself. She was working out on her studies. She was trying to get popular. She was going for sleepovers. She was drinking with friends. She was having fun times. And then at some point, she had to move from, during the holidays, she'll go to Omaha to see her grandmother, where she has a friend named Kenyatta, who, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name well, so pardon my pronunciation. So she had a friend, Kenyatta, who they go into all of these youthful trances together, enjoy themselves, play games, do all of those things, hang out with boys. Even though they weren't sleeping with boys or doing anything, they were all virgins, and they were all naive and young adults trying to, they weren't even young adults, they were just teenagers basically, trying to now, like, enjoy life, sneaking out to parties and all of those things. She says every time she comes back from Omaha to Pleasanton, she was always feeling like she had like a double life. I wish I had that kind of life too. Like, every time we're like during summer and you go home, you have like a life that's so much interesting that when you come back to school, you're not trying to like adjust. Like, so when she's in Omaha, she lets herself free. She acts black. She's gangster. She rolls around with people that carry gun. She goes clubbing. She does all of those things. But when she comes back to school, because her school is an all-white school, and basically she lives in an all-white community, she has to be posh. She has to be posh. She has to be well put together and all of those things. She has to be articulate at everything she does. So it's like living two lives for her. So, which she actually liked, because it was like her. I think that's where she developed the idea of acting from, because she was able to fit into the two lives very well. Now, they are in 5th grade, and then a teacher called them in to call all the ladies in the school to say, to give them like the sex talk, basically. She told them that they're getting old, and that they can get pregnant at any time. How many of you got like the sex talk? Like, because I didn't actually get a sex talk. I basically learned about it somehow. I don't know. If you got a sex talk, like, let's know. Let's know how you got to know about sex. Or like I usually joke with my friends, I'll say XEX. Let's know how you got to know about XEX, basically. So the teacher came in and told them that they're getting old now. Some of them will start getting their period, that's their menstruation very soon, and that they can get pregnant at any time. And that was basically the talk, like, for no explanation whatsoever. There was nothing to describe how the pregnancy was going to come about. Like, it was just going to be, you're going to get pregnant at any time, so you need to be careful. And she says not long after, they start getting plucked one after the other with the whole menstruation thing. Everybody started getting their period. And then some of them, it was really, really embarrassing for them. He found some of them as very, 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 very terrible situations where some of them got stained and all. And then because of that, she was prepared for ours because she didn't get ours early. She wasn't part of those who got theirs early and were embarrassed. So she didn't get ours early. So she got herself like a jean jacket, a jacket basically that she was always tying around her waist all the time. Then fast forward to like the middle of 7th grade, she was at a shopping mall with her friend, and then boom, it came while they were shopping, and then her friend gave her a pad to save the day, even though she didn't know how to like wear it. Basically, she did something and went home, chewing the dirty blood stained clothes into the laundry. And then she says her mom found it later on and then told her how, like, gave her like some small talk, basically, not really like she was giving like the talk. So now everything started like that, and then not long after, she met a friend whom she called Big D. Her name was Danielle, whom she called Big D, who like literally. Oh, okay. So now, according to her, that's one of the things I liked about this book. Like, it gave you like some details. So according to her, she started masturbating at the age of 5. Guys, like, she literally started touching herself at the age of 5. At the age of 5, I don't think I knew anything about my privates. Like, I don't know about you guys, but, well, that's why they're in the Western world. So at the age of 5, she was exposed to that kind of life. She started touching herself, and she only knew about her clit. And basically, she felt in her mind her clit was her vagina. Like, her clit was where she was menstruating from. Her clit was where she was going to give birth from. Like, she knew nothing about the whole vagina. She knew absolutely nothing. But she met a friend, Big D, who introduced her to tampon. So she said the first day she told her about tampon and everything, she was like, oh no, she's not a whore. She can't do that. Because she basically felt like only us gets, and then she was even like surprised because how will like the tampon enter like the clit. She was really I don't know what I was saying. Like, she was really, really surprised. Then Big D showed her how to use the tampon, and then when she was still trying to like battle with it, Big D like literally did the deed for her, helped her wear the tampon, and from there on she started wearing tampon, which was really nice of Big D. So now, talking about the whole sex thing, she says her friend Julie in their freshman year was the first person to have sex, and then she had sex at an house party, and then everybody started talking about it. You know, stuff like this like go around all the time. Stuff like this like literally make people become popular all the time. You have sex for the very first time, like everybody will get to know about it. But she says like after like some months, she came, like, is it months or weeks, and then she came back and said that she was pregnant. So now they were all asking, how do you know you're pregnant? How did this and everything, blah, 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 blah. So they went to the hospital to get checked, and then she found out that she was pregnant, and then it was really pregnancy, and they needed like $350 for the abortion. So now, I'm no judging zone here. So she knew even though she wasn't like basically taught, like nobody gave them the lessons on sex education, but they knew some things actually. She knew about sex, she knew about masturbation at a very early age, and now they knew about abortion. So basically, she said they went into the hospital for their they went into the hospital like to get like tested and all of this, and then she found out that she was pregnant for real, and that she needed $350 for the abortion. Now, how to get $350 was really, really hard. So all the friends had to like come together, started asking their parents for ridiculous money for ridiculous things, and then they were all able to contribute to the $350. Fast forward to the day of the abortion, they all went into the hospital to like give her moral support. She said on getting to the hospital, what captured her own mind the most was the fact that she saw like a box of free condoms that was just lying there like, you can take, it's free, you can take it. So she was just eyeing it and eyeing it. So when Julie was done with the abortion and she came out and they were all rallying to like take her back to the car and then head home, she quickly, as a smart girl that she is now, she quickly turned the bowl of the condom inside her bag, and then when they got into the car, she gave some of her friends some, and then she became like a distributor of condoms at parties and everything. She said a few weeks later, her father found the condom, and then he gave her he found that condom stash, and then he gave her the talk, but she said that it was for her friend. But then the father still didn't believe her. He still just spoke to her about it, even though he was, you know how men will be, he was really, really crazy and all of those things, but at least he didn't believe her, but at least all the drama that went down and all of those things, but Isha came down. But at the end of that chapter, which was, the title of that chapter is Miss Education, Sex Miseducation. So now, at the end of that chapter, what she told us was that people should make informed choices about sex. Like, she even let us know that as ladies, we're entitled to our body. We can sleep with as many men we want to, but make sure you make the choices by yourself, and you know what you're getting yourself into. It's your body. You own the right to do whatever it is you please with it. However, make sure your choices are well informed. You know about what you're getting yourself into, and which is really nice. She even went as far as saying that these days, children, teenagers don't know how to communicate with the older ones when it comes to sex and all of those things. But I think actually the narrative is actually changing, unlike the way it was back then when they can't talk about it. I think now everybody is informed. There's social media, there's Google, there's everything. Like, literally, sex is pasted in our face every day, and children are like getting used to it. Like, I don't think there's any day you be on social media and you won't hear about sex or anything. And children are always on social media these days, even though with all the ban and all the privacy and all of those things, they are still getting like aware, which is I think is actually a good thing, that they're getting aware so early so they don't make some mistakes that we and the older people might have made, which is actually good. So the lesson there is that make sure you are well informed about the choices you want to make about sex, and it's your body, my darling. Do whatever it is you please with it. That is exactly one of the reasons why I personally like Toke Makinwa. She's such an amazing human being. She gives you like, she's not an hypocrite. She gives you as it is. I mean, we're all adults. The way we are these days, our society has made us feel like we have to be hypocrites about everything. No, you have to tell people the truth. You want to have sex. Everybody wants to have sex. People get horny. It is normal. Do whatever it is you want to do because it is your body. But make sure you don't regret it at the end of the day. Hence the reason why you have to be well informed about whatever it is you're doing. Moving on. I'm done preaching. Now, know how today the trend is natural hair gag. Everybody wants to be natural, rock your natural hair, do this. Back in the days, actually, it wasn't like that. Everybody felt like, because of the commercials they saw on TV and all of those things, everybody felt like to be fine, to be beautiful, what categorized as beautiful is you having a very straight, long hair, be black, be gold, whatever color your hair is. Let it just be flat iron, straight, and you be light skinned. So she said she had issues with her color, she had issues with her hair, she had issues with her nose. Even though these days her nose is like one of the amazing noses I've ever seen. Actually, she has such an amazing nose. Even though she says her nose was a big deal for her back then and she felt like operating on it. Thank God she didn't actually, because now we won't have been loving what was saying. Basically, we would have, but thank God she didn't do it. But she told us about her struggle, about how she wanted to like flat iron her hair. And one time when she went to get relaxer to relax her hair, and then she left it for a very long time because she had one hair at the salon that the longer you leave it, the better your hair gets relaxed and straightened. So even when it was hurting her, she decided to leave it, so that with beauty comes pain. With beauty comes pain. So she left it for a very long time, and by the time she washed the relaxer off, she already had like some burns and all of those things, and it's even affected. She said the whole color thing, the hair stuff and everything, like affected her from the early age. She felt so insecure because of it at the early age, and which wasn't really all that nice. But now she's telling us in her book that you have an amazing body as a black lady. Embrace it. See, everybody's rocking their natural hair now. I really love that about us. So please, let's embrace our body and just enjoy ourselves. And don't make the mistake of wanting, you can straighten your hair, you can relax your hair, you can do whatever it is, because again, it is your body, it is your hair. Whatever it is you want to do, it is you. That is it. But if you decide not to relax your hair, if you decide to be natural, be unapologetic about it, enjoy yourself. You are beautiful. Are you seeing me? I am so beautiful the way I am. And the moment you realize that you need nobody to tell you how beautiful you look or how amazing you look, the way you look, that's the first step. Whatever anybody says should not face you. You shouldn't even be bothered about it. And that was what she failed to realize at early stage of her life. But thank God she realized later on, even though she had made some mistakes, but she realized later on, and she's living an amazing life right now. Now, she started having, fast forward to the point where she started having where they all started having boy troubles. Now everybody started having sex except her. Some of her friends started having. So now she says she started crushing on a guy named Billy, even though her friend Lucy says she saw the guy first and Lucy went ahead to sleep with the guy. So after Lucy slept with the guy, she says he felt like it was nothing, like he just slept with her and that was it, like he deflowered and that was it. So everybody started having girlfriend, everybody started dating, everybody started having sex. The guy did not claim Lucy, but the guy slept with another girl and claimed her as his girlfriend. But because she still had a crush, I like Gabriella Union. I don't know. From this book, I really like her. She's such a strong-headed lady. Whatever it is she wants. She didn't even like the fact that her friend has slept with the guy, but she went ahead to sleep with the guy too, years later anyways. And she said it felt like the guy was like a master deflowerer. The guy, that was exactly what the guy does for a living, basically, even though they were just in their freshman year. I feel like that was what the guy does, because she said when the date started, okay, so basically she and the guy went on a date, and then the guy took her back to his parents' place, and then when they were in his parents' room, they started kissing, and then the next thing was the guy started taking off her clothes, and then he didn't even figure out where her vagina and all of those things were. He just did the deed. And she was just wondering, it was the most awkward thing ever. It was quite painful, and when she expected that she was going to start enjoying it, the deed was over and that was it was done. And she was like, wow, that was it. And they went home. She got up, and then they went home, and that was just it. She said when the guy dropped her off at home, she was expecting some sort of romance, kiss, and all of those things. Nothing happened. The guy just said bye, and then that was it. The next day, the guy was back to his girlfriend, Alex, and life continued. She still went ahead to still banged the guy several times, even though the guy was still with his girlfriend. She didn't even give a fuck. She just needed to do have a redo of her first time because it was the guy. She wanted to have a redo of her first time and then make everything interesting, and that was it, which she did. So her first time was just, I mean, if it's not too much to ask, you can let me know in the comment section how your first time basically was. Yeah, she just wanted, she let us know how her first time was and how it, I mean, that's how it is for most people anyways. I mean, you meet some guy, you think he's the one, then turns out to be like overrated. I personally think sex is overrated actually, because I mean, I don't know what the fuss is about, why we have to actually make it so much interesting than it ordinarily is. Well, and then every time I say that, my friend will say, you have not found a person who makes your leg shake. And I'm wondering, okay. So if you're the one who's going to make my legs shake, I'm right here waiting for you. I mean, moving forward from that, so now she started talking about like some really sad things, and she spoke about how one day she found an ATM that belonged to her dad, and then when she saw the ATM, her sister was like, oh, that's the ATM dad uses to fund his second life. And she was wondering, what do you mean his second life? So basically her sister told her how how she went to visit their dad in his office, and she found out that the dad had, like, you know how when you go to some guy's office, you see like pictures of their family on their table. So apparently every time they're coming to see their dad in the office, they have to like give their father a notice, and the father would have arranged their pictures and all. So that day the sister didn't give the father a notice, and she got into the office and she saw like another lady's picture and all of those things on the table, and that's when she knew that something was up. And because of that, I think the father found out, but she kept mute about it, even though she was really, really angry. Even though she found out, and her sister also knew, her mom knew nothing. Her mom was like clueless about it. Then she found out that her dad, 5 years later, the marriage finally crashed, and the mom found out that the father was cheating. Even though she says till date, she still asked the mom that did she know that her husband was cheating, and she was like, no, she had no idea that the husband was cheating. Okay, so she gave us like a very sad story actually about how their marriage actually ended. So basically, they already started having issues, not really issues. The father was quite kind of distant. The mom was, she said, according to her, she says the mom was always at home and the father was always out. And then one day the mom came back from work, and then she found like 2 tickets, and she thought that it was for her and her husband. Like maybe the husband was trying to like make their life much more interesting again. So she quickly came back from work, got her nails did, made her hair, got a very nice attire to wear, and then waited for the father to come back. The father came back dressed up, and then sang around the house, and then finally picked up the ticket and left. The mother said she felt embarrassed and everything, but she kept it to herself, and that was the last straw that broke the camel's back, basically. So the marriage ended in June or July, and then that was in early July or June, I can't remember now, early July or June, and then in mid-June, July, the father was married to the new wife, Tony, and she says the father did the celebration, even though the father and the new wife are still together till date. So it must have been love, actually. My friends and I often argue about these things, actually. Do you actually think that you can find your soulmate and the love of your life in one person? Sometimes people find their soulmate in one person and find the love of their life in one person, and some people actually find their soulmates and the love of their life in one person. So do you think, for me, I think that's what happened. I think he found his soulmate in probably Tony, and he probably found the love of his life in their mom, and then found his soulmate in Tony, because till to date they're still married. And that's, I don't know how to categorize that, but do you think stuff like that really do happen? Do you think he doesn't love their mom? I don't think he stopped loving their mom. I think that he just found somebody who he connected with more. Love is just something that we can't, like, it's too ambiguous for one person to actually comprehend. Like, it's too much. Moving on to when our own dating life started. So she started dating a lot of people, but one of the stories, I mean, from the people that she was dating, a lot of those things, one of the stories that talked to me was the story of Jason Kidd. So you know how I said that from the early stage of her life, she started like doing everything 100%. She was playing games, being popular, and all of those things. She was an athlete and all of those things in school. So there was an athlete that everybody likes, Jason Kidd, he had a girlfriend named Angela, and the girlfriend had a friend named Kishon. So fast forward to some, how all this awkward. She was crushing on Jason Kidd actually, and all of her friends knew that she was crushing because she's always drooling and all of those things when the guys are around. She's always drooling when the guys are around, and then always finding ways to talk. And then, as God will have it, one time she and the guy started talking, and that was it. The guy left his girlfriend, and then they started dating. In fact, they started dating, and then she started doing some corny shit like painting her nails and writing the guy's name on. She said that's how you know that a relationship is thriving back then. You have to have the guy's name on all your fingers. I mean, Jason Kidd. So she kept on writing it. Then, the boyfriend did not fight too. The boyfriend's, the ex-girlfriend's friend, Kishon, that started running after her, always telling her that she was going to kill her, she was going to wound her, she was going to do this thing. Like, it was a serious thing because she started threatening her everywhere. I mean, Angela was a cool, calm girl, but Kishon, unfortunately, was a white lady who was just gangster. She was just crazy. So this gangster thing is not just about we blacks. Gangster is like inborn, is in everybody. So she said the lady started, at any point where the lady sees that, she was like, I'm just going to kill you. But God is always saving Gabriella Union. And then also Gabriella Union was always called Nikki when she was growing up. She even said at some point why they were even trying to run away from the Kishon girl. So when they were trying to run away from the Kishon girl, they even almost killed her with their car because they were trying to drive away, and they hit the girl and then they ran away. And there was a time the girl called their house and started insulting their dad, started insulting her family, insulting her father, insulting her mother and everybody. And then the father had to go to their house and then went to the police station and all of those things. She said she was legit scared of the lady. Like, she said when she was giving her friends on the set of Being Mary Jane the story, they still, some people went ahead to search online, and somebody found her and said she was living in Atlanta, which was where they were shooting the movie. And then she was like, everyone was like a little bit scared, like, oh my God, what if Kishon comes in now and all of those things. Like, she really gave her like a run for her life. She wonders where like Kishon is right now, but wherever it is Kishon is, she should just stay far away. She should stay far away with us. And I'm sure Kishon must have probably read this book and then she would have just been laughing. That was really, really funny. And funniest thing was that the Jason Kidd that they were fighting for, or basically that Kishon wanted to kill her for, ended up dating someone else. And the way she found out was the girl started wearing a wristband with his name on it, and that was it for her. As at that point, the nail polish with the name Jason Kidd had already faded from being Jason Kidd to JK, and sometimes it was just J. So they were already having issues. So on to another terrible story. She spoke about rape. So remember how I told you that she was like in a white community, like they were living in a white community in Pleasanton and all of those things. And so at some point she was working at Payless. So she says before their own branch got robbed, a lot of branches have been getting robbed and then they have been beefing up their security. But because the owners of the shop just, I don't know, they just were some type of way, they decided not to beef up the security at that point. And that evening, some guy walked in to the store. Now, she says they closed by 9, and then the guy walked in at 8:40. And then she was trying to, and what they do basically is try to make customers leave early so they can leave early and go on with their day. They will start sweeping. So the moment you start sweeping, that's a cue to leave as a customer. I mean, I can't be sweeping on you. We're closing for the day. So she started sweeping, and there was another lady who was working at the counter, and before she knew it, things turned around, and then the guy brought out a gun and asked for the money. So now it turned out that this guy used to work at Payless, so he knew like the routine of how money goes in and how money goes out. So the guy asked that they give them money, and the guy was like, oh, we just did a drop off. We already dropped off the money for the night. We don't have anything. And the guy turned over to the counter. And while the guy was trying to turn over to the counter, the other lady at the counter ran away. All she knew that the guy was already like holding her by the neck and then pinning her to the floor. And while the guy with the gun in his hand, and the other lady was inside. So while she was expecting that the other lady would assist her because she was like still groaning and everything, the other lady found a way to run away. Even though she still doesn't blame the other lady, because I mean it was just some pure reaction. It can happen to anybody. At that point, your first instinct to be save yourself before you save another person. I like how while she was talking about the horrific situation, she was still able to give us like some sense of comedy with it, because I mean there was nothing funny about being raped, but she still let us know how she said something about how when people are talking about being raped or when tragedy is happening to them and then they'll see a flash of their life. She said she basically did not see nothing. The only stupid thing she said she tried to do was, while the guy was trying to rape her, holding her neck and all, he dropped his gun. Because I mean, to do the deed, he needed to hold her and pin her down to so hard. So she was targeting to get the gun, which she eventually got, and then she aimed at the guy. But because she was young and she didn't know what to do, she was trembling. She wanted to shoot, but she couldn't shoot the guy. And then the guy hit her, got the gun back from her, and then still went ahead to rape her. So when the deed was done, the guy left, and then she said she doesn't even know. She said she didn't even know who called the police. All she knew that police started arriving one after the other. Then her parents came, and one of the things that broke her from that situation was the fact that her father heard that she has been raped, because I mean it was called code 261 anyways, and the father heard that she was raped. It felt like his pride was away from him. She saw the disappointment, the pain, the horror in her father's eyes, and she felt like that was what tore her the most instead of the rape itself. And she said she was kind of grateful that she was raped in an all-white community. She got attention on all of those things. She got treated and everything. And she even got judgments in the sense that a few weeks later, the guy tried to tried to eat another store again, and then he was caught and he pled guilty. And I mean, she gave her testimonies and all of those things, and he pled guilty. Got a plea deal of 33 years in prison. Her dad kept on going for all of the cases until the point of where the guy got a plea deal and he pled guilty and got the 33 years. That even for his parole, the father kept on listening. And people asked her that how does she feel? She even though she still hated the whole thing, but I mean it happened to her already and she had to move on. She said she didn't even know how to talk about it until she got to UCLA and she joined the Rape Crisis Center, where she was able to talk to other people who understood her and had the same issue. She said even in the Rape Crisis Center, she was the only one who was raped by an outsider. Most people were raped by their family members and all of those things, and it was really crazy. Rape and some other violent crimes that happen to people today, most people don't get to talk about it, and it's not because they don't want to talk about it, but because of the stigma that comes with it. And she was really thankful to how her case was handled, and she prays that nothing of such happens to other ladies and other girls. But however, when it happens, people should give them their space. In as much as people are giving them their space, people should actually still try to figure out how to help them out, find a therapist for them. She said a therapist was actually not like he wasn't doing a good job, but didn't understand exactly what she was going from. So it's better to find community of people who are also going through the same thing you're going through. You'll be able to understand you, and then you guys can share words of encouragement together, which was exactly what she did. And she got. So she said it's been 24 years actually, according as at the time she wrote the book when her rape happened, and she still feels on. And she was not talking about dating people. She says before she started dating her former husband, she was always dating white people or something, and she had like her own dating this thing, but she had dated other people, but not black guys and all of those things. And then for her former husband, that's her first husband, she was actually the first black lady he dated. Black women are always seen as the problematic ones, the ones who are not calm, the ones who don't listen. And that's because we have a voice, we are strong. We're being treated as, we've been told to actually act stronger, to do everything that we need to do times two. Like we have to be up and doing all the time. And because of that, we actually you don't expect that we're not privileged like the white ladies. So I mean, not all the white people are privileged too, but we're not privileged. So because of that, we're strong, we're independent. I think the independence in us actually scares of other men or men generally. She struggled with work generally. How producers would prefer light-skinned girls to black-skinned girls for movies that, for scenes and roles that are actually meant for a black lady, that your color does not even matter when you want to act these roles, but they rather just listen how actress basically suffered back in the day for getting a role. Like, if it's not a black related story, they won't put you in it and all of those things. And I mean, how they pass off all of those struggles, she spoke about it and how it shouldn't be so again these days. Really changing, things are changing and actually growing. Everybody's learning, even though there are some people that are still sick, but we're actually still learning. Then she gave us in details a marriage to her first husband named Chris, who was actually an athlete, how she met him, like one of those days when she was going out with her friend and they met at the bar, and then they started talking for a while and then they started dating. And then at that point, most of her friends are married, either married or with kids. So she felt like that was like the next stage to be, that was like the next thing to do with her life. So they started dating, which was like in 1998 or something. And in 1999. Fast forward to like 3 months later, while they just started dating, she found the guy proposed. And the way he proposed, she said even while they were dating already, she was seeing some red flags. She knew that it was cheating and everything, but she didn't bother. She said the way he even proposed was really funny. He apparently had gotten the ring months before he proposed to her, and he waited for her birthday. So when it was her birthday, she went to his place that weekend, to have normal birthday enjoyment with her boyfriend. And then she saw him when she got to the house, she saw him eating chicken and with the ring in one hand. And then she said people were asking her that what has the chicken. I mean, it sounds like future husband, if you are watching this video, maybe you should just be in the room and be naked and be watching some corny ass movie and eating junks, and then when I enter the ring, let's have something memorable anyways. So she said that was how the guy proposed, and then she had to go for work the next day, even though she didn't know how to say yes, but she said yes. She went for work the next day, came back home, and then when she came back home to properly come and celebrate her engagement, she found out that supposed recent new fiance was cheating. And I mean, she ignored the red flag. She tried to ignore it from 1999 to 2001 when she finally got married. She said on the day of their marriage, her bridesmaids, all of them were struggling from hangover and all of those things, and their marriage was they were just there. And from the point of the marriage, few weeks before the marriage, the guy had already got dropped by his football team and he didn't have a job, so she had to support his career. I mean, she was doing well for herself as an actress, so she had to support his career, she had to support everything. She gave him money, she gave him everything to this man. She invested in him. Anyways, the guy kept on cheating. He kept on, she said, there were days, weeks, they would go silent, not talking to each other for weeks and all of those things, and they will still be in the same house. And then they'll still go out together for maybe some presentation, maybe award or shows or something, and then they will act and everybody will think all is well in the kingdom, and when they get back home, they're back to their usual selves, not talking to each other and all of those things. She continued. Last straw that broke the camel's back. One of the lady the guy was sleeping with decided to blackmail her, sent her management a picture saying that she was a picture of herself and her husband, saying that she was going to post it to the world to let them know that the marriage was a sham and the husband was sleeping around and all. So the management wanted to wanted to pay the lady off. So she went home, had a talk with a guy. She says every time she was determined to actually break off the marriage, she will have a talk with the guy, and then the guy will be good for some weeks, and then he'll be back to his usual stuff, and she would have been pulled back. She would have changed her mind and thinking that the guy was going to change. And that's exactly how we find ourselves. You'd have made up your mind that you want to do something. You talk to the person and that's it. You would think that he has changed because he will change for like a few weeks and then come back again and continue doing the same thing again. So, at the end of the day, she finally broke off. Even after she broke off, even after the divorce, she still paid for his rent for 6 good months. Like, she still paid the rent of 6 months. Who does that? At the end of it, and she still even co-signed his Porsche car, which at the end of the day, she ended up paying for because he couldn't afford it. And I mean, like, well, that was the end of him anyways. Now, she gave us the perfect tips for breakup. Prescription for breakup. So she said, prescription for breakup is, number 1, watch a movie. She gave us that of the movie. She told us, okay, no, not a movie, 3 movies actually. One is Splendor in the Grass. I actually checked it out. This movie is actually interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Splendor in the Grass.
Maybe you don't recognize it.
Like, write it down for you guys.
That's probably.
The second one is Waiting to Exhale, which is another amazing movie. And the third one is Living a Soundtrack. So basically, the 3 movies are like ultimate breakup movies. Like, it will give you power as a black woman when you break up. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, it will just give you power. Because I saw the movie and then it was really, really crazy. I'll drop like trailer of the movies for you to see. Like, the movies were really interesting. And then she says, always, because at the point when you're about to break up with somebody or when somebody's about to break up with you, you already been having issues. You already know when the end is near. You would know. You can't just wake up to it. Like, somebody cannot surprise you with a breakup. You would know that you're getting to that point. You probably just didn't know that it was going to come early, but you know you're getting to that point. So when you get to that point that you know that the breakup is coming, always, according to Gabrielle Union, always get yourself alternatives. Make sure they're lined up. As A is breaking up with you, make sure you have B, C, D, E, and F to get over A. Make sure, yeah, and I stand for that. I stand with her on that. Make sure you have B, C, D, E, and F. Yeah. Because remember, as I said, your body is yours. You can use it. You don't have to necessarily sleep with them. Just find somebody to be talking to all the time. So you get your mind away. It doesn't know how to be a guy. Just make sure you have people lined up after. And your wine. I finished mine. 2 types of drinks to have on your when you break up: red wine and tequila. So now this is the hack. If you know you're the type who you just want to like drink and sleep over it, have a warm nap, like hug your pillow, cry after a breakup, like you just need to like gather yourself together, snooze a bit, go for red wine. You know, it will help you. But if you know you are the type that just want to move past sleeping and napping and warm hugs, you just want to move past the breakup and then just go and bang his best friend, his best friend's best friends, his guys, fuck that shit up, tequila baby. But never ever mix your red wine and your tequila. Never. It's either you're the red wine girl or you're the tequila girl. I am the tequila girl. I can also be the red wine girl, but I am the tequila girl. Anyways, she says your first drink after your breakup is an hour. So kindly contact them, like, you know, when you're going through a breakup and you find yourself at a bar, probably somewhere in Atlanta, and and you want to have a drink. Tell them it's on Gabriella Union. She said it is in her book. You can hold her down to it. Send her a message on Instagram. Hold her down to it. She said so. Well, now, she also gave us like an interesting gist. Like, that's like literally the only thing she took out of her marriage with Chris. Bubba Sparks, that's her dog. She got him while she was married to Chris. That's her first marriage, and how the dog was there for her. So after she broke up with him, the dog was like her only companion. The days that she wanted to cry herself to sleep, the days she wanted to just hide because the world was not favoring her, because life was just shitty and all, The dog was literally there. The days when new people are going to come into our life and they are going to be shitty people, the dog was there. He was actually there to, back at them and say, you're not the one. She even gave us an instance of how when she met her new husband, Dwayne Wade, how the dog was not accommodating at first. How the dog finally accepted her husband, and then, yeah. But at the end of the day, the dog died. So basically, what she was just trying to say in that chapter was giving a dedication to her dog, Bubba Sparks, who was really an amazing dog, who did more than any human being could have done to her. He was literally like a companion. Then she now moved to the parts where we all know how celebrities don't have privacies. Like, sometimes I'm so grateful to God that I'm not a celebrity. Sometimes I want to be a celebrity. But sometimes I'm so grateful to God because we're always in their faces, we're always in their business, we always have an opinion about their life. And they just can't do anything. They really cannot do anything without, like, I don't understand. We're always just in their business all the time. Spoke about how when people find her in the hospital, they were always wondering whether she was pregnant. And even at the time when she was going through miscarriages, spoke about her issues with getting pregnant, how she has even lost count of the number of miscarriages she's had, 8, 9. She said she had to go through her medical record to tell us, which I really, really sympathize with her. And how every time, she even gave us an instance of how one time she was in the hospital, and then people were like, she had like hip problem. She had always had an hip problem, and then she wanted to get her hips fixed. But when she got to the hospital, everybody was just kept on saying that, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Everybody was just in her ovaries. Everybody was in her pussy, basically. Everybody just wanted to see what was going on there so that they can give the gist out. I saw it first. I heard it first, Gabriella. It's pregnant and all of those things. But nobody was there to understand how she had gone through a lot. How she has gone through a lot. How she has gone through IVFs, failed IVFs. How she had gone through, like, different miscarriages and all of those things. The worst of it all was when she had a yeast infection and she had to go into the pharmacy to get drug, and it was so embarrassing for her because people were just all up in her business. I think we need to actually stop doing that. So, ends the title, Get Out of My Pussy. And famous vaginas get itchy too because we're human beings. They're actually human beings too, and things like this happen to them. Mean you can go, they're celebrities, for crying out loud. They get to, even though they have a luxurious lifestyle and all of those things, we always want them to come to us, to come and perform for us. Imagine if Tiwa Savage, for example, goes to Agege to perform, and she needs to use the toilet, and I don't know why I even use Agege, but anyways, she needs to use the toilet, and then by one way or the other, maybe because of the situation of things and everything, she gets like toilet disease. She can't even go to the hospital in peace to get herself treated because we're going to be in her face. The news is just going to be in the news the next day saying Tiwa Savage has an STI. Tiwa Savage does this. I'm sorry, Tiwa Savage. I don't know why I use Tiwa Savage as an example. So I just use Gabriella. Anyways. Like, we need to do better. We need to stop being in everybody's business and get the fuck out of people's lives. Mind our business. Drink water. Mind our business. We need to do that. Mind our business. Now, she spoke about being a stepmother for the very first time. So now the man she's married to at the moment, Dwayne Wade, had 2 kids and was taking care of his nephew. So now 3 boys. And she met them the first time, how she was all over she was like in her own head. She had to dress right. Everything has to be good. Everything has to this thing. So she basically just gave an advice to every stepmother out there. I mean, being a stepmother is not a bad thing. Even though we all grew up with the mentality that stepmothers are wicked witch because of Cinderella. Well, not all stepmothers are wicked witches. Anyways, some of them are amazing human beings. Some of them are so amazing that they will treat you more than your biological mother or biological parents will treat you. So she just wants to let us basically know that they are children, and then sometimes they will be crazy, sometimes they'll be loving and caring. Like when her husband wanted to propose to her, and the husband and the children planned together, they were all on deck. All hands were on deck to propose to her, and how they took her to their uncompleted building where they are living now, obviously, and they tried to make her get carried away, and then they all knelt down, brought out the placard asking if she was going to marry them, because they understood that marrying their father meant marrying them. And she was surprised, which was really beautiful anyways. And how living with them has been amazing, how some days she can go off on them, how most days she was always happy and blessed to have them around. Basically just telling us that as a stepmother, she's had like some challenges, but it's been great and it's been so amazing how she's involved in their lives and how they are amazing kids to her and how she loves about them. She spoke about her prenup with her husband. Not that they don't love each other or they don't trust each other, but men, she's been through life, he's been through life, and they've both been burnt before. They just need to use their senses, and basically, so that's what I mean. The fact that we love ourselves these days or today doesn't mean that shit cannot happen, because we're human beings and change is the most constant thing in life. The fact that you're signing a prenup doesn't mean that your marriage is going to break. Do you understand? It doesn't mean that your marriage is going to break. It doesn't mean that your marriage will not be interesting. It doesn't mean that you don't trust yourself. It's just for you guys to like be on the same page and then save each other the stress when life happens, basically. At the end of the day, she told us how to take care of ourselves, how to be ourselves, and how not to let the society face us, basically. Enjoy yourself, be good, be amazing, live your life to the fullest. Don't let people's words affect you. Don't let what people are doing around affect you. Do what makes you comfortable the most, and then you enjoy yourself. All in all, We're Going to Need More Wine is such an amazing book. I would personally see the movie if there's a movie right to it. And if you have the time, if my story so far is not explanatory enough for you and you have the time to read the book, you can download the book and read, or you can buy the book and read. It's such an amazing book to read. I read the book in 2 days. There are people who can read very fast too. I read the book in 2 days, so you should be able to read it too. And that's the end of the book. I have a book for a book review already, but if you want me to review something for you, you can drop it in the comment section. I will be here to read your comments. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment as usual. Let me know if you like this video and if you want me to do more of this. And that's all about We're Going to Need More Wine by Gabriella Union. I see you next time. This is SOORE'S Place.